Good to go. Here we are live for our Women's Inferno Super Series at Palm Beach Touch, Season 1 2019. This is our grand final game. We have our three referees out there, Adam Turner, Mitch Perrin and John Vickland, that's it. Thank you very much. I'm joined here in the commentary balcony with Mitch Alexander and Dave Parker. We've had our first two games, but this is the start of our showcase now. So we've got Tigers versus Eagles. Dave, you've coached against both these two teams so far this season. Tell us, just as we're about to tap off, what do you expect to see?
I expect the Eagles will be quite structured in their defence. Tristan Manor coaching them. Okay. Surprisingly enough, the Tigers girls don't actually have a coach, so they've done well to get to the final tonight on their own steam.
So who's leading the Tigers team, Dave?
We've got Beck Wilson, number 10, out there in the middle at the moment. She's their captain. Players to probably look for in their team, you've got number 14 out there. I'm not quite sure. Mitch might be able to help me out there.
Number 14, Georgia Jenkins.
Jenkins got a lot of speed to burn.
Yeah.
Okay.
She should be a player to watch. And I believe Abby King is with Tigers, but I can't see her on the field at the moment.
Abby King's just in the sub box. Number 4, look out for Abby King. One of the NRL Touch Premiership players.
Abby's in the full jumper hoodie underneath the playing shirt tonight, so feeling the cold, obviously.
And then with the Eagles, we've got Alicia Fields going through.
Speed to burn. Alicia and her twin sister as well.
Bella's not in this team. Bella played with the Cowboys team this year, but is equally as fast and equally as talented as Lucia. But Lucia inks every little bit of talent that she has out of that skinny frame of hers and uses it to her best of her ability.
As we just saw there on the run through there, great weaving, speedy run results in a touchdown.
Yes.
First touchdown to Eagles.
So let's see if Eagles can defend their try here now. They did well on the first set. You got young Billy Sewell making the touch there.
Not a lot of structure here from the Tigers and the way they want to get up the field.
There's a couple of veterans on the field here.
Jess Beer on the left?
Jess Beer, number 3 at Link.
Yeah, been around touch for a
long time. It was part of the original Super Series here, so we're 7 seasons into Super Series, and Jess was definitely part of that first series. Lovely to see her play. That's
young Brooke.
Number 16 there, that just didn't step over the ball in that play.
Brooklyn Ross.
Yeah, Brooklyn Ross, number 16. There, she's one of our young rep players, playing 16s this year. She's played, I think might have played Sharks 14s in the past.
Okay. It is a very young Women's Super Series we've had this season, but it's, as you mentioned in our early game, David, it's good to see the young players getting a chance to step up. And
Evie Brown scooping out a half there, number 13.
Okay.
It was a great drive by Jess Carmody then, number 21.
Evie, another player coming back from a ACL injury, so just
she's had some back issues as well, hasn't she, Evie? Yeah. So she's really not had a great run with injury.
No.
Great touch brain.
Yep. Unfortunate for Evie too. She was when she did her knee, she was very much on the rise. Probably in a show for a Queensland Schools jersey that year, but unfortunately, injury took its toll.
Well, finished off on the end of that. Didn't get to the end, but certainly put some metres on as best they could. So what can they do to stop the midfield drive here of the Eagles? They go to the box, the Eagles.
Looking to keep the ball in the middle of the field, though, while they've
done that well.
While they've gone to their box and left with 4 players on the field. Young Alex Halloran out there on the wing in the pink hat. Another one of our young rep players is actually she's probably only just old enough to play Super Series. She's playing under 14s.
Well, again.
Don't fall for the dummy. Lucia will throw that dummy all day.
A little short side play there by the Eagles, very sneaky.
I love the way she carries the ball in both hands and makes the defence guess, and she just showed them the ball and She has got the legs and the agility to just go through. Slice them through there.
Always a threat with that ball out in two hands. It's one thing Lucia's probably been working on in her game is the actual passing, her passing of her game. We know she's a great runner of the ball, but needs to add that extra bow to her game if she wants to
And if she can, what a
go
weapon.
to another level.
What a weapon that will turn into.
All right, Tigers on the attack here. Georgia,
Give
Beck.
it, give it. Oh, has the pass gone? It has, and we're in a race for the sideline. And touch is made.
Great touch there by the winger.
Unfortunately, the winger didn't dive to score, but well recovered on the wing. In the full jumper as well because of the cool Queensland air. It's got to be only at 13 or 14 degrees. Now, that's Arctic as far as we're concerned, but
Jilly here on the balcony.
having spent...
Oh,
nice. Nice agility and a dive over. Number 1 for the Tigers. Come on, boys.
Brooke, was it Brooke? Brooke Hoffmeyer?
Brooke Hoffmeyer.
Brooke Hoffmeyer.
Yeah,
Well done, Brooke.
yeah. She's
We've
she's
got a live
actu-
game again, 2-1.
Yeah, Brooke's actually one of our touch players that travels a fair distance to play here.
From Wollumba.
She's a Ballina.
She's a Ballina girl.
Ballina girl.
I played with Brooke's mum at Mavericks,
Yeah.
and yeah.
We've had
good to have them here at
both their sisters play here.
She's actually playing against her sister, Michaela.
Is she?
Michaela's playing for Eagles.
There you go. So we talked about families playing together in our Division 1 games, but here in Super Series it's families against each other.
Actually, speaking of Ballina as well, we've got both the Hoffmeyer girls, and there's another girl playing for Eagles, Lucy Turner. She's also
Two
from
left feet and
Ballina.
Tallahassee's, Mixed Division 6. Could you come upstairs for presentation, please? 2 left feet and Tallahassee's. Upstairs for presentation.
In case you're not familiar with our concept of Super Series, as we go, well, that's not a step over the ball, Mitch Perrin, you've got to pick that up because that's a touchdown and a drop ball over the line, in my opinion.
Yes.
We'll go back to the video and look at that again. We'll give you the benefit.
Let's just have a look at that one on the replay.
We've got to get him stepping over the ball.
Yeah, well, the Eagles might have been lucky to get away with one here.
Mitchie, step him over the ball, buddy. Step him over the ball.
So the touchdown's been awarded. They can't take that one back, but
No. Nice setup, just some technical issues there. So talking about the concept of Super Series, so the way Super Series works at Palm Beach is our players register. They all go into a central pool, our captains pick teams. So the reason we have families playing against each other is because they get drafted at the start of our season into different teams. And the idea is that we want our competition to be as even as possible. How was the women's from an evenness perspective this season, Dave?
I think it was very even. Good spread of like the younger players across all the teams.
Well, here we go. There's a chance for Tigers. Stay
Haley's
outside,
just
please, Link.
split
And well,
Great finish
lost the
there.
winger. Very well finished.
Hayley Murphy just split the defence then.
Haley-
She's playing some
change
good
direction.
touch.
Great touch. She's one of those mixed players that won NTL title this year for Sharks in the mixed side. And I believe she's also been playing a bit of rugby league of late too, Hayley Murphy.
Wow.
I'm just watching the try on the replay then.
Great agility.
So we've got in the middle here now for Eagles with the ball now, young Izzy from our 18 side.
Sweeper play with a step back and
Jess
away.
Carmody.
And a dive. Well defended out there.
Yeah, Hayley Murphy getting off the line. Jess Carmody is one of these probably underrated players that plays in our Super Series. She's one of those players that in the draft, I think all the captains try and get, just with her speed and agility. She's quite a sought-after player in the draft.
Change of business. The first real territory costing mistake we've seen in the game so far, that one, isn't it?
Let's see if Eagles can
We've reciprocated.
can't capitalise on the
Turned into a drop-a-thon.
yes. Referees
I think technically
hate
a
that,
third
don't they,
one
when
will
they have
call
to go from side to side.
Oh yes, the 7 to 7 now, not the 5 to 5.
Yeah.
Certainly makes it work. Well done,
Great
nice yards there,
Got a
Tigers.
bit of a drive going here now. Jess Beer coming onto the field. So the last couple of minutes have been a bit untidy by both sides. So we've got
We're halfway through the first half, nearly 9 minutes in, 8.5 to 9 minutes in. So
we're looking here for number 20 Tegan Phillips, just coming into half now to set up the play here for the Eagles. She's been a Palm Beach junior and now out of the junior ranks into the seniors. So also this year made a
nice play.
Titans squad member.
Miscommunication by the two middles left a huge ninja gap there for the
Just
combination of Phillips and Fielders.
Fielders, yes.
Phillips and Fielders to score.
Just going back, what actually set that up was a couple of drives by Evie Kennedy coming
Yep.
out of the box. Really set the platform for that to happen.
As we know, we all need those players in the team that want to drive the ball and not do all the fancy work, but do the hard work.
It was a class finish. That said, it was a bit of a soft defence, middle to middle.
Let's see if Tigers can answer back here now and get some points on the board. So you got Hayley Murphy with the ball now. Maybe King trying to set something up here with Hayley. Oh, the short hole was on there. If she'd have hit just be short, they could have been in for a try, but she's gone to the winger, and that's a full set of 6.
Ball's up the right end from a Tigers point of view. Let's see if the Eagles can get it going. Here's Evie again. Great drive up the middle. Just changing line to make the defenders change their position.
So that's only the third touch, and the Eagles are over halfway. Let's see if they can get a set up here for a strike play.
They could have kept that alive and brought it back in field as well.
Jamie Phillips on the field, number 27. Jamie has come back from a broken hand. I think she would have maybe just qualified enough games to play, I would say.
Medical certificate.
Medical clearance.
Medical clearance gets you over the line on that.
There you go.
Something like a broken hand.
She got injured playing here at Palm Beach.
I do think that approval came past my desk a little bit earlier this evening.
Got the medical clearance.
Got signed off on.
That's a big in for the Eagles. Jamie played a lot of touch.
Oh, nice chase down.
Quite a bit of experience.
It's one thing I would love to see changed in the 8th edition rules is that we want some clarity around the interference rule, because definitely that defensive player changed direction and was able to recover and make a touch.
My understanding is that unless you can beat the offside player to the offside position,
Yep.
you're not going to get the penalty.
Is that clear enough?
Well, it is and it isn't. And I understand that interpretation, but I think from an attacking defence point of view, it does leave lots of grey areas.
It does.
Rucking set probably wasn't as intense as the last few from the Eagles, so I'd like to see the girls pick that back up.
The Tigers come straight to the box.
Considering the score's only 4-2, Tigers are still well and truly in this game.
Tigers came from behind last week to win the semi-final too, didn't they? So they are capable of surprising you late.
Went to a drop-off last week in the semi-final against the Cowboys. Shana Tudor hope there with the pass. So let's see if Eagles can get the ball down for a strike here.
Sweeping on, we've got the speedsters.
2 speedsters. Tigers not really being too active in defence here, letting them come to them. It's the last touch.
Got away with that one.
What do we got?
Oh, and the sweep cover, well defended in the end.
Good D by the Tigers.
Tigers need to, instead of keep going to their box every set, just drive the middle of the field for a couple, I feel, and try and get it. Here we go, bit of speed. Got to watch it.
Nice to see that ball get on the ground there though and continue to play.
Speed to burn.
Ryan Parker going to join us in the commentary box? Shake of the head. Only in the room in here for one Parker.
That's it. Last touch coming.
Unfortunately, not a strike dump. Could create something out of nothing. Oh, played at the pass.
Oh, he's called
ball down.
It's a tough one.
Could be unlucky there. I thought she might have been in the passing lane.
Lucky if you're an Eagles fan.
Had her hands out. I could have went either way there. Young Alex Halloran doing a great job on the wing out there for the Eagles. I don't think she's had a sub yet. She's stayed the whole game.
So Tigers have got a chance to
and she has a sub.
She's just subbed off.
And the Eagles have a good number of subs too. Looks like 6 on the sideline for the Eagles, and we've got 7 on the sideline here for the Tigers.
I think that's a big difference. That makes a big difference in this women's competition. Is teams that can have their full complement turning up week in, week out.
Building that combination together.
Yeah. The Eagles trying to put a bit of pressure on here in defence, getting up, trying to stop the Tigers getting a roll on.
And we haven't seen a lot of Abby King so far in the game.
This might be a bit sore after her premiership game on the weekend. She's not running too hard.
Was that a travel game or was it here on the coast?
No, she was in Townsville, so she was playing for Cowboys, but travelled from the coast here.
And there she puts in some speed and drives the ball up to within 25 metres of the scoreline and hands it over.
Eagles have controlled the game quite well to this point. I think Tigers haven't really thrown too much in attack at them. Haven't really got to the try line that often.
Well, 4 touches in a row here from the Tigers. A lot of talk led the way by Beck Wilson. Just trying to change the momentum in defence.
Well defended, Jess.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk out there from Jess Beer and Beck Wilson then.
They're the leaders in this team, these two. They've got the mature heads out there to get these girls around the park.
Beck Wilson's still quite young though, Dave. Maturity from a touch perspective.
Yeah.
They've done a great job with this team and to get them into a grand final. Like you say, as a player coach.
Cheap turnover there by the Tigers. And see if Eagles can get it down there for a couple of touches up their sleeve and set up a play to take this out to 5-2 before half time.
Well, only 4 minutes to go, so there's a few more sets yet to go before we get that, but it would certainly hurt the Tigers if the Eagles were able to score here. Forward pass there.
The Rooster play there.
They're not going to pass. Did I say that? I think that.
Just forward pass?
Forward pass, I'm right. Missed that one.
It's the right play. We just weren't able to execute the final pass there. The Tigers need to get up off that line and make some...
Get them rolling backwards. Get them rolling backwards.
Abby and Beck together here. They should drive this quite well. The winger sweeping off.
Late pass there.
Pass.
Right idea there by Beck Wilson. Just need to go a little bit more direct at those players and push them back and then look for the pass.
No time to sleep in defence.
Eagles left with 4 players on the field here now.
They bring on the speed.
Yeah. We'll look to either get Lucia on a sweeper or look to burn a player one-on-one here.
Quite a static setup. Well, here we go on the drive.
Here's the sweeper there.
Oh, they pull out of that touch. What's the referee going to call here?
Young Brooke up there making the touch.
They'll step over the ball soon.
Yeah.
Bad luck on execution.
Yeah. Tigers need to complete this set and get the ball down the other end and put themselves under a lot of pressure.
They've been let off the hook here a couple of times now by the Eagles in a row. Let's see if they can capitalise the other end.
This is a ruck we want to see. This is good.
Hayley Murphy, they look for a strike dump here in the middle with the speed. And Shana put the ball down.
Well, they've got the numbers here if they run it, and it's gone just... It's that time you needed someone a little bit more on a passive line at the back. Are you seeing the girls utilise, we see this a lot in the boys' game at the moment, that passive link line? You see that in the girls' game much?
Not at this level. I haven't, not at our competition there. Not running it that much. It's one thing that I think the girls need to work on is that passing. You see a lot of girls touch like it's a lot of short passing, second phase as they went there, and Tegan probably over the last 12 months has developed that pass.
Yep.
Probably 12 months ago she wouldn't have thrown that pass, but she's been working really hard. I come down here and she's down here by herself throwing those passes, practicing, and
fantastic.
That's what they say. If you want to be better than the next person, you've got to be doing what they're not. So she's down here doing the work and hopefully getting the rewards here.
Ball the ground.
That's unlucky.
Minute to go in the first half. We're currently at 4-2. Eagles over Tigers, and Eagles get another strike set.
If Eagles work hard here and don't waste too many touches, they'll get a few touches down at the line and put another one on.
In the middle link channel for that. Let's see, they're stopping. They're going to set up. What are they going to set up here, Dave? What would you call them here?
I think they're going to look to set up a rooster here, are they? No, get Jess on a sweeper. Little helmet play there. Well defended though by the Tigers. Didn't really commit. Alicia with the step, dummy and through. Can they get free?
And wide.
Great touch there by Beck Wilson.
Saved them, as certain.
She's actually dived one way and then got back up and chased it down. That's great work. Good effort.
Great second effort. Great hands, Abby.
And go. Oh, nearly.
Anyone else besides Jess following her there? She's probably away.
We've got 14 seconds. It'll be 2 drives and a scoop.
We're out. Half time. 4-2 Eagles. Tigers. Let's talk about the Eagles first, Dave and Mitch. What did you see that you liked from the Eagles?
Well, I think the Eagles probably controlled the midfield a bit better than what the Tigers did. Most of the Tigers set, they weren't really getting in a position to have a strike. It was only on the back of repeat sets, if ill discipline at times by the Eagles. But I think at the moment, the score probably doesn't indicate that the Eagles have been a little bit more dominant off it.
What about the Tigers? What do they need to do to get back into it?
I actually think just hold the ball. They've actually had probably three probably coach killer turnovers coming up, 2 from their own line, 1 at halfway. Eagles did capitalise on one of them, get a touchdown from one, but Beck Wilson and her halftime chats are very, very constructive. I know she'll be saying to the girls, focus on the 1%ers.
Just looking down here, you can see Abby King as well as Beck. They're right into this. They're talking defensively primarily. It looks like at the moment, Dave. Yeah,
definitely. I think they're not really. If they pick the pace up and everyone goes that extra 5% harder in their rucking. At the moment, Eagles are just playing to the Tigers' pace. I think if the Tigers can pick the pace up here in the second half and get their rucking and get some momentum and get some repeat sets, then they're right in the game. It's only 4-2.
That's right. It's only 2 tries. Two tries is nothing in the game of touch football.
They're next to score. Eagles start to look over their shoulder a little bit, and it's game on.
I reckon we'll be looking for a big second half from Beck Wilson and Abby King and the Tigers.
I think the player that they're probably looking to a little bit more to get involved is maybe Hayley Murphy. She set up one of their tries, or scored one of their tries there. She's I think they need to give her a bit of a license to have a bit more of a go, but if they get their drive going, they've got the speed to run off the back of it.
And for the Eagles,
Tristan, I can, I've been in a lot of halftime talks with Tristan, and his will definitely be defence. Talking about defence and just staying in that grind and finishing the ball down the other end and making the Tigers have to go the distance if they want to score.
Our referees out there in the middle of the park right now, getting ready to start again. They've done a very good job this game so far. No real controversies. Of course, there's always 50-50 calls. They can go either way.
Yep.
And obviously when you're playing, you always feel they're against you.
Yeah, the girls have been pretty good. I haven't seen too many questions asked of the referee. They've been very polite and willing out there, so hopefully that continues and the referees sort of go unnoticed, which we like to see.
And lots of passion and that little shout out there from the Tigers underneath us in our huddle, and they're going to defend this first set. Let's see if they can hold them out.
Oh, definitely in for a big second half.
I can guarantee you the Eagles will have a tap-off play here.
Do you know what the tap-off play is, though?
Well, if I know Tristan, it'll either be a a little sneaky counties or a ML for Tegan. I know they have one where they look to split Tegan off and she looked to throw that right to left pass.
Sweeper.
Savannah Roberts out on the wing out here.
We're going sweeper to Alicia and step back and offload.
We're looking for a second phase here.
Nice pass. And just missed the execution. Because Alicia around the back there was definitely dynamite.
So that's first job completed by the Tigers there. Defend that first set. Get yourself into the second half. And
some good energy on this drive.
Yeah, we can see the rucking even better than from that first half already. Young Hoffmeyer with the scoop.
And take a lot away from that, the Tigers. It's just,
Good set. Ball's finished down the other end. Let's see if they can put some defensive pressure on now and not let the Eagles roll down the field. That was,
speaking of rolling the field, here they go.
Yeah. Tigers have got to stop just going backwards here. They're rolling backwards. They've got to step up and make some touches.
Someone's got Jess out there, could probably step up and start calling that. Stop rolling.
Yep.
Last touch.
Just can't let it take it off.
Defenders are in trouble. And
they were lucky there. Young Brooke didn't have very good post-touch position there.
Or pre-touch position.
Yeah, got turned around and she didn't give up. She turned and chased. And
it's a way to work it out.
Yep.
Everyone finds himself in that position from time to time.
Need a strong transition here, Tigers. The last couple of touches been a bit short.
The last touch here.
Wilson. Oh, that's
never sure she didn't make it on side
I
there,
don't think
but
so either. Unlucky not to get a repeat set.
Play the whistle there.
Good intention.
It's great to see the girls just getting on with the game and not worrying about those decisions.
They're holding here.
There we go.
Oh, there's their chance.
This is their chance.
That first little turnover.
Yep. They can't waste touches here. They've got to get that ball down to the line.
Nice back, just keeping the defenders at bay, holding the ball in two hands,
holding
running
the ball
at the line.
in 2 hands, that's it, keep them guessing.
You see here Tigers looking to run double fades here. You got Hayley Murphy on the sweeper.
Look at the space
They got the dump on the wrong middle there though for the sweeper.
I still love to see them at least trying on the outside, just to even if you do recycle it back in. There we go. Is the
dive? Look to dive.
Good touch, good coverage.
I think if she commits to that nice and early, she probably nearly scores. She's hesitated a little bit there.
Referee's in great position there too.
Yep.
Definitely a touch there, yes.
Oh,
not bad, Beck, not bad.
That was on. That was.
Pass had to carry a metre shorter or 2 metres longer.
The winger was a little bit late to react to that.
Yeah, great hands.
Hayley Murphy putting the pressure on there, nearly got the result. Got the Tigers box trying to lift their team on the field here, getting quite vocal. That's what we need. They need that intensity in their sub box so they take it out on the field and get some momentum.
They're saying the exact same things that we were saying before, not to roll, to get up in the touch.
Yep.
Here's open side. Can they man up?
Too easy.
Can they man up for long?
Too easy for Lucia.
Chucked it through. Oh, that's a great recovery. If there's
might have got it down.
No, they've awarded the try.
The defenders aren't disputing that, so it's a great chase.
There's Isabella Lee. She actually shook the other link off really well.
Easily.
Yep.
It was almost back here on the replay. They almost ran a traditional cut.
It was a cut, and she went around the back. But
all too easy though for Lucia to go through from half court. It was quite poor pre-touch
hard
there.
to see there, wasn't it?
It's just middle pulled straight, and she just gave her a short side.
Carved it open.
Tigers have got it all ahead of them now. Yep, Izzy doing a great job there on the to get free from her defender to score that touchdown.
5-2, all against the Tigers here, but they've got a chance to hit the one back. What's Abby got?
Just trying to keep them honest, keep them up.
Yep, keep them up.
Keep them all.
A link dropped away early, Evie. Evie Kennedy Brown out there trying to pinch that extra step.
Doing what I'll be doing, cheating on the link.
Definitely. It wasn't me, sir.
No, I was moving forward, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I was moving forward towards my try line.
We see with this 7 metres now, we want players to be positive and get out and make touches.
Here's a chance, give the long ball.
Great ball by Abby King.
Great ball by Abby King.
Ball.
That's awesome.
Great finish there by the winger as well.
I like their patience there too, Dave. They didn't, they just didn't chuck the pass. They built it, and then
sucked them out.
Pulled the trigger when they needed to. Well done.
Really important for the Tigers to hit back there.
It's one thing we saw this year at NTLs with the introduction of that 7 metre rule, and Rebels men's did it really well trying to get players up to make touches on that 7 metre, because it's a long way to have to recover at 7 metres than normally the 5.
Defensively there, Dave, what did you tell your defenders then when defending that 7 metres as we see Eagles give back Tigers another chance?
We trying to be positive and get out and make touches. So if we're seen to be out making touches, then it gives our other defenders maybe that little bit of extra time to drop and get on side.
What about where you want the touch to be made? Do you want to push those defenders back?
Yeah, we don't want to. It's just like the old 5 metres. We didn't want to make touches on the 5 metres, so we don't want to make touches on the 7. We want them, on the 10 if we can, push out to the 10 or maybe 4 metres now.
John's picked up that forward pass off the ruck there. It was a little bobble out of half. It resulted in the mistimed run of the first receiver, who ended up about a metre in front. And we've got the forward pass called. So, a couple of mistakes here both ways. And we're back to Tigers attacking to see if they can get another one closer. 5-3 is the score.
So Eagles have given Tigers enough opportunities to get back in the game. It's just got to take their opportunities here.
I like this combination that they've got out here at the moment. We've got... that's
just
unlucky.
took an eyes off the ball. Unlucky. They've all done it.
That's a coach killer, that one.
That's a coach killer. That's a coach killer.
Good to see the box staying positive underneath us and talking up the defenders.
So with 12 minutes to go here, I think
they hold this set out.
Yeah, the Tigers are still in this.
They've done it.
Great work.
Good D by Haley Murphy at link there. She realised there was no dummy half and went and made that touch.
This next 5 minutes, I think, is going to be the telling 5 minutes of the game. If the Tigers can get another one and keep the Eagles out, they'll... Great work there by Abby King.
Keeping it alive.
Yep. Ball out in 2 hands. Always a threat. She's starting to lift here now, Abby. She can sniff a bit of a few tries on you.
Oh, here we go. Oh, don't switch in. Still got through. That was a touch.
Great
touch. A touch on the hair,
we said
I
at
think,
the start
on the
of
back.
that, she's deceptive.
Yeah.
She's definitely deceptive.
Unfortunately, that switchback. Stay outside.
She stays out. She's into a space. Abby had created the 3-on-2.
But there's some energy here. You can hear it from the box. And you can see on the field the Tigers are up.
They're feeling the momentum switch here.
Is it too late?
Last touch coming here. So halfway. That's a great... Well, not over yet.
Abby King going to keep running.
Great defensive set there by Tigers.
So Dave, let's talk about coaching here for a second. So you're in the game, you're up, and you can sense that the opposition's up and about. They're coming for you. What do you do as a coach in this situation?
Well, it's trying to keep your players calm and completing your sets. Ball security is a key. Making sure that ball finishes down the other end. So if they want it, they might have the momentum, but make them come the 70 metres to score. Don't give them those cheap turnovers. Brooke having a go here. Oh,
close.
Great to see her picking up and having a crack there, though.
Yeah.
At a half. Those players probably don't expect those younger players to do that. She nearly got through there.
Very close. Might have had a chance on the short side.
Yeah. Got to stay tight on Lucia here. Great running there by Tegan Phillips. This is what the Eagles needed for this set. Get the ball down the other end. Take a bit of sting out of the Tigers' attack.
Just looking at that last attacking play as the last touch comes up and it's plain. They've given the ball well defended. We're going to go back for a penalty.
Unlucky there by the Tigers.
Unlucky. Now, can they keep him out here? Dave, I was going to ask the question about players that have a preferred side, and I have a suspicion that the player picking up from half from Tigers wants to go to the right rather than left, which is why.
For Eagles in attack?
No, it was just in the Tigers just before. But how do you coach a player to look both ways instead of just have that favoured left foot or right foot step and go that way? We have a lot of time players they want to be the best attacker, they want to be the best defender. I think for those young players that get really good at what you are good at and then look to work on the rest of your game. Mm-hmm.
So, if you have a really good right foot step or a really good right pass, make sure it is really good and then look to develop the rest of your game.
I like it. Well, they've survived that. The Tigers, what have they still got the energy?
We've got 9 minutes to go here. They've
8 and a quarter left.
I think a little bit of a sting's gone out of the boxes. That's going to hurt.
That'll hurt the sting.
That's all right, get some fresh legs out there. They're still running hard out of the box, Tigers.
The chatter's still there. It's not quite as vocal as it was before, but they're defending. So if they hold this set out,
another touchdown to the Tigers
well,
would be
positive
interesting.
Defence right there from the link.
Hayley Murphy.
Playing well, Hayley.
Yep. She's looking very fit at the moment, Hayley. Looks like she's been doing a bit of work, bit of fitness. Probably that league training, I'd say, has been paying off for her. Playing some league for Tweed Seagulls, I believe.
What position? Halfback or?
I would imagine so. I couldn't
fullback?
I couldn't see her in the forwards.
No blocker Roach.
A lot of the touch girls have been playing a bit of league lately. Young Taryn Aiken. Just been signed by the Brisbane Broncos, which is great for Taryn, and hopefully she makes every post a winner there.
I'd love to see that other middle run that hole a little bit harder there to commit the defenders. Yeah, just hesitating as well.
Just to give
the ball
one
player
more
hesitate,
option.
you just run that hole.
You've got to commit that other middle defender in to open up that link hole. So, he got a forward pass off the ruck here.
Good call. Good pick up. Still the referee's on the game. There's only 6 minutes to go, and they're still on it.
Tigers can get one here. It'll
make the Eagles a little bit nervous.
It will.
We've seen a couple of them tonight. The referee's onto it.
Yep. So,
See Abby looking around here.
We all have those referees that have their little
their pet calls.
Their pet calls that they like.
Like the stepping over the ball one.
Yeah. Abby needs to take control here. I think she needs to look to score herself.
They've got some space both sides here. The defence is really compressed.
Yeah. I think sometimes.
Nice pass and good
Great finish. Great pass, Abby.
We are game on. Here we are.
Game on. One down. One down.
5 minutes 45 left on the clock, and we are back to a one-touchdown game. We didn't see this at the start of the second half happening.
No, we didn't.
You see Georgia
good on the
Jenkins
Tigers
run
for bringing
that
this
sweep
back.
Yep.
Right.
So back to coaching, Dave. You've kept your players calm. You've told them to complete their sets, and now you're one touchdown in front. What are you saying now?
Well, let's just get the ball down there and defend hard. Try and get this repeat set.
Let's see what
Tigers have to make all the play here, but this is where if you've got a tap-off play or a play that the team's been practicing that you want to nail it and get that hit back straight back.
Well, here's their chance, and they've got well defended.
And look who it is again.
Well, they've got a repeat set on the back. So we heard the referee call, and I couldn't make out what the call was. He must have been calling the link or the middle offside.
I called the middle offside there.
So if you're the Eagles here, you're in no hurry for these play the balls. You want to take a bit of time off the clock if you can.
Nice shape defensively there from the Tigers so far.
Got their hands up. They got all the momentum at the moment. The Tigers, if they can shut. Great
nice pass.
Tegan.
And that's a good try.
That's a good try. Yeah.
The referees are clearing the pass. Both referees clear it. Not forwards, gone backwards. We can't tell from where we are.
I'd like to see the defensive winger dive there. And
it was a good put down. Yes. Dive might have helped. Well, that's the breathing space they needed, so your coaching's paid off here, Dave. They've stayed calm and they've put the ball in the end and they've scored. So back to 2 touchdowns.
Well, that's where you need your captain to stand up. Tegan stood up. She backed her ability there on the pass and got the Eagles up to a two try gap now.
So the creative leaders out there for the Tigers, what can they come up with? Tight play.
Just like I was going to say before, sometimes I think Abby needs to be the player getting the ball back, and so that it's a live play, and she's looking to score herself instead of being the dummy half all the time. She's got to get herself.
Good call, Mitch. She plays in the passing lane for a reason.
Plays in the passing lane, yep.
So not the ball, not the.
Well, she make herself so she's live, so she can score instead of being running from half all the time.
Good touch there by Jamie. I'm seeing there was no half there. Take the time away.
Who's to play? Forward pass.
It's close. Lucky to get away with that one.
Where's John? John's pulling him up.
Haley Murphy on the sweeper. Step back.
Oh, pump it short. Oh.
It's all right. Well held. Pass wasn't on. Though it's the last touch now. They would like to have a running indoor play here, but they're going backwards.
6 and change. Well defended there by the Eagles. They did well.
Yeah, they're in no hurry here now to get on with things. They're trying to take time.
We're down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Just under. So
So important here. Eagles complete this set and just finish the ball down the other end and make Tigers do all the work. I think if Lucia's smart here, she'll just scoop and keep running through even if she gets touched.
Oh, it's a late. Well, it's through, and there's the sealer. Just they went to sleep there a little bit. The Tigers just
thought the play had been made, but great play there by Jamie Phillips, getting the bump around there for Lucia.
And her off the mark speed is just impressive.
If you're that half a step away from where you should be, she'll
certainly glad I'm not defending against her.
Make you pay.
Well, minute 40 left.
There's still lots of chat coming from the Tigers.
The Tigers haven't given up. They're still trying hard here to get another touchdown. Abby. Yes, no call there.
Yes, no call. Good honesty from the Eagles player.
So Eagles in no hurry to make touches here. I think that pass may have been fought out of half, but great touch there by the winger, Chloe Witt, another one of our 18 girls rep players. Yep. Chloe, specialist winger.
Just as we wind down the last minute, we're into the last minute here. The Tigers setting up a little punish ball down, changeover. It's palmbeachtouch.com is where we go to register our Super Series competition for Season 2. Registration's open now. Get on and pay your $30 bond to get into our draft coming up in a few weeks' time. $99 Super Series this Season 2, so pretty incredible offer to get out there and play in this sort of competition. Even games week in, week out. We have some new coaches putting their hands up as well as our existing coaches into the Super Series for the women's game.
Yeah, lots of coaches coming back into the ring. Existing coaches that we've still got. We're going to rebranding with our uniforms this year too. So got some special jerseys coming through, which we'll advertise on social media pretty soon. But yeah, as I said, Matt, $99 Super Series this year. Only $99 to play.
There's the Hooter, Super Series Women's.
So for that $99, they get their playing shorts.
They get their playing shorts. The shirt will be returned at the end of the season, so you're keeping your shorts and you're getting quality touch week in, week out here at Palm Beach. You have a look at the camera here tonight, you can see the fields are in excellent condition. They're about to go, as soon as we finish here this evening, there's an irrigation renovation going through here that starts tomorrow.
I see they've started already over the far side.
Yeah, pipes all around, but looking forward to that happening. Well done to the referees and to both teams. Great effort from Beck Wilson's Tigers getting to the grand final with a playing coach.
Yes.
Very difficult. We underrate the importance of coaches in the game of touch. I really believe that. And Tristan guiding his Eagles girls, probably not the one on paper you would have said would have taken out this competition.
No, not on paper. Probably on paper you probably would have looked at the Cowboys, I would say. Sammy Joe, Curtis, there with quite a strong side, but at the end of the day, it's teamwork that gets us there, and Eagles have played well as a team all season and have built through the season. I think Tristan's always a big one on culture and building team harmony. So, as you can see out on the field here now, you got the two teams coming together, and great to see.
It's great. Obviously, a lot of these girls play together in other teams and other competitions, but they're playing against the best of the best. You can do it in a competition like this, but still being friends afterwards. It's quite a unique thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mitch and Dave. We're about to start our Men's Super Series Grand Final, so the number one game of the night is about to start. Davey Maher's Raiders up against the Eagles and Josh McCormick. So Eagles in both Grand Finals.
Josh McCormick.
And we'll look forward to seeing how that runs. With some star talent on show.
Soon to be dad, eh? Josh McCormick.
We'll be back shortly.